You create your reality by the lens of perspective you choose to see the world through. Receive or miss your calling through the energy you harness from that lens. The choice is yours. Welcome to the Donawon podcast.
Prince, what's your take on mental health in general?
What's my take on mental health?
In general, like, what do you think causes it? Why do you think it's become so eminent in our society today?
I think for me, it's the fact that we don't want to talk about it. That's like step number one. We don't want to admit that we're going through stuff. And I can only speak from my perspective as a man and say that sometimes you just feel like you just gotta get through it, man. Like, the thing with me is everyone's going through their own problems.
Yeah.
So I don't want to become a burden by pushing my problem onto someone else. But I guess that's what you've got friends there for, and the friends are there to support, someone you can turn to and go to. But I think it starts with just talking about it.
Yeah. So you mentioned the word problems, right? And there's something I always tell friends of mine, which is everything presented to you is a situation first before it turns to a problem. So a situation doesn't need to escalate into a problem. A situation is there to either escalate to a problem or to be resolved. And one thing I've realized is the reason why things look like problems even before they become problems is because of the way we interpret it in our minds first. So the perception of the situation. I manage a wonderful artist called Thames, right? And I speak to her almost every single day, and I learn a lot from her every single day as well. And working with her has taught me something very, very interesting. It's the ability to control your mind, regardless of the things that are going on in your life. Because one thing people don't understand is this: the reason why you genuinely feel like a problem is a problem when it's not is because you have become your thought. You have become the worries in your mind. So you operate from a standpoint of worrying. And then your interpretation of everything else becomes false. Most likely false. Because there are legit reasons for worrying, But if there's a solution, then there shouldn't be a need to worry. What needs to happen is we need to focus on the solution. But because people get to a point whereby they have become their thoughts, inactivity occurs because of poor judgment. And that is when body pain starts to occur. It starts reflecting in their finances because of the operation, the mode of operation that their thoughts have allowed them to get into. A very good example is depression. If I expand on depression is one thing, yeah, but how do you get from that point to a point where you literally want to kill yourself? Because the starting point for that kind of thing is the emotion depression. And it starts with that emotion and then leads to a point of dread. And when you get to dread, it's when literally you feel the pain in your body. You feel depression in your body. These kind of things are only experienced when you have extreme situations in your life. Things like death. When someone dies, you kind of feel the pain in your body. Because it is not just an emotional pain. It is almost like dread, but in the standpoint of sadness. You understand? Another thing is losing a loved one is one thing, but anything that brings you to the present, anything that just makes you realize, damn, like this is what it is. That's how you feel the body pain. And there's an opposite of that, and that is just staying present. Things don't need to drastically happen to bring you to the present. And I think that is the problem of thinking too much. Because thinking cannot exist without the concept of time. When you're thinking, you're neither in the present, you're either in the future or in the past. And one thing people don't understand is when you stay in the present, you can actually find a reason to actually be happy. And that's why I always tell people, watch your thoughts. And when people say watch your thoughts, people think it's something so cliche, so they don't actually analyze what that thing means. It literally means the moment the thought occurs in your head, maybe somebody, let's say you're reading something on your timeline, as you see a tweet and it just triggers you. The moment the thought just comes into your mind that what the hell is this person saying, the watcher has to come into play. Because what I've done is I've divided the mind into two things, the thinker and the watcher. So when the thought comes, the watcher just comes and say, hey, chill, bro. You're thinking this way. Now, before that thought transitions into my body, because you need to understand, bro, one of the reasons why people just react to tweets is because the thought has become flesh. You understand? So now they are reacting based off the frequency that their brain has interpreted the situation to be. But that's because there was just a thought pattern that led to that. They never watched the thought. So when you have the ability to watch the thought, then you are in control of the action. And that is what they call enlightenment. Because enlightenment is not grabbing different fragments of light. No, it's making the darkness conscious. So whatever feeling you have, especially if it's negative, you have to actually watch it to a point whereby you now understand, okay, I'm feeling this way because this person has tweeted this. But have I gone to this person's profile? Because one of the reasons why I'm probably angry at the tweet is because I have the wrong expectation of the person. Maybe this person is an idiot. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm just expecting better from him. So I am judging him by my standard. Do you understand? But it's only if you watch your thoughts you can actually understand this to actually have a better reaction, you know? Now, I use this as an example to actually segue into mental health, because the mind is something we feel we have no control over because of how powerful it is. But what is more powerful than the mind is actually the spirit. And that's why it's very important to just always, stay spiritually aligned. I mean, I'm spiritual in the sense that I understand that I have a God. I understand that I was created, meaning as I am made in my God's image, I am also a creator. So I have control. Human beings are the only ones that have control to create their habitats. Every other organism has its habitat designed for them. A bird, the tree was made for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Camels, the desert was made for them. Fishes, water was made for them. Human beings are the only organisms that have the ability to create the environment, meaning you have control of your mind. So you must always watch your thoughts in order not to get to the extreme end, because the truth is this, nobody is above that. So everybody has that ticking time bomb. But if you don't have the ability to actually know what your mental comfort space is, because for me, mine is as soon as I feel it transitioning into my body, like when you're thinking, yeah, and you literally feel your body almost cringe at whatever has made you angry or upset or any of those emotions, yeah, I just stop and then I reflect. Now let me talk about like staying present. Now when you stay present, yeah, one of the advantages of that is obviously having the ability to analyze every single thing around you at the time that you are in. So you're neither in the past or in the present. Sorry, you're neither in the past or in the future. So there are no worries. You are just there. Now when you are there, the first thing you can realize is, damn, I have a roof over my head. Damn, like I can walk on two legs. I have two eyes. I can see, I can hear, I can smell. The little things that you would have taken for granted due to anticipation of what you want your life to be like or what your life was, if you focus on the things you currently have now, a standpoint of gratitude is literally the trampoline you need to actually be productive. Because when you're grateful, you actually want to spread that energy. It's very funny. You can't give what you don't have, right? So when you see people spread negativity, you understand that is what they have. That is what they are going through. That is their lens. That is the way they see the world. But when you see the world from a standpoint of gratitude, which can only occur if you stay present, then you actually be surprised as to how many good things will just start happening to you by default. You don't spread rumors about people. You're focused on your personal life. And because of all these things, in terms of, understanding yourself, because I truly believe if you know yourself, there's no reason why you should be happy with yourself, because literally you are alive. That's a standpoint. And when you're alive, even if you're in the worst conditions possible, and trust me, like they are terrible conditions to be in, you have your specific calling for in your specific situation. So gratitude should always be your standpoint of operation. Because like I said, there's always something to be grateful for, but you can't actually see it if you're not present. So yeah, man, I think I've elaborated on quite a lot in a very quick time. How many minutes have I done?
9.
Whoa, that's actually quite brief. But I think it's enough, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. Take care, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Peace out. Love.